Hey everybody, it's Jason with Marshall Made Collectibles, and today I have a really cool review and unboxing for you. Today we got in the Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th Part 3 MEZCO 1/12 collective figure. I've already done some reviews on some of the MEZCO figures, like I did the Ash Williams, and I've done the Michael Myers from the Halloween. I'm also going to be doing the Freddy Krueger when that one comes out. I really like the horror line that they've done. Just a kind of a fan of horror figures in general. Anyway, this just came in today from 1/6 Outfitters out of New York. They are an awesome company to deal with and work with. If you've never bought from them, you ought to check out their website. They have really great prices, low shipping, and some of the best packing that I've seen for any collectibles. They really take care with how they pack stuff so that you get your items as mint as possible, including the packaging, which for some collectors it's a real bonus. For me personally, I really like the fact that the boxes are in mint condition. I don't want something all banged up or beat up once I pay a certain amount for it. Anyway, let's go ahead and get on with the review. Like most MEZCO figures, it is a plain black box, but it has a slip cover over it. And from the front, when you first look at it, it looks like there's something on the plastic or whatever, and as you look closely, you can see behind the Friday the 13th Part 3 logo, it's actually the woods, and it's done in like this ghost image, which kind of makes it look like there's haze that needs to be wiped off the plastic. At least that's what I thought when I first saw it and I took it out. But it's actually a scene from like Camp Crystal Lake of the woods around that area. So on the front you have that, which is just the logo, the Jason Voorhees. On the side, you got a picture of Jason with a knife coming right at you, Friday the 13th Part 3. On the back, you have a picture of the actual figure, plus the alternate head, the mask, all the hands, the stand that you're going to be getting, all the different weapons that he comes with, and an extra set of weapons as well over here. So he has everything from an axe, a cleaver, a knife, a wrench, the machete, of course. He's got a pitchfork, it looks like a fire poker, and a spear gun. And then down below you have a list of pictures of him in different poses. And then on the side, again, it's just Jason with a knife coming at you. On the tops and bottoms, you have that really nice black matte finish, but the writing is in gloss, so it kind of stands out when you see it at an angle or with light hitting it. When it reflects off, the bottom is the same way. We're going to pull off that slip cover, and lo and behold, there is Jason in all his glory. Let's see. See my lights more than you can see him. And again, 1/12 collective on the side. On the back, you have the MEZCO logo. Again, 1/12, and that is it. Let's go ahead and crack this sucker open and take a look at him. Okay, when you take the clam out, you will get a welcome to the 1/12 collective designed by collectors for collectors, and it's just a product care guidelines. What you can do, what you can't do, what you can expect out of your figure, what you shouldn't be doing. It has a multiple tray system, which down below you get your posing arm for, like, if you had a figure with dynamic poses. You get the 1/12 collective bag. We have a whole host of weapons. We've got the fire poker, the meat cleaver, the knife, like a hunting knife. We have a wrench and the spear gun. I'm not going to take out the actuated arm. It's not something I will be using on Jason. All right, first we have the meat cleaver. You got some really nice blood effects on there. The little wooden handle, and you can even see like the little brass rivets that would hold the wooden handle to the metal onto the tang. And you can see the metal, or what they would call the full tang, going through the length of the blade. Very nice. Next we have like our hunting knife, our buck knife, as it were. Nice blood effects on there. Really well done, like no paint slop whatsoever. We have our adjustable pipe wrench. It's funny, I have out in my workshop, I have a wrench that looks just like this, where it's the red with the black. Me and Jason must shop at the same hardware store. Very cool. You can even see the little teeth. Let's see if I can get it to... Might be too much for it to focus on. No, there we go. You can see the little teeth in the sculpt. That is an awesome amount of detail. Something this small especially. The famous spear gun. For those that might not know, when the original Friday the 13th Part 3 came out, it was in 3D, so there was a lot of gimmicks when it first hit the movie theaters, where when Jason would do kills and stuff like that, it was coming right at you. And the spear gun was one of the main gimmicks, where you had the spear coming right at the audience. That is really cool. Like that. And the last weapon in this tray is the fire poker. And that has some really nice blood details on there too. You know, like the white pearl handled handle kind of deal. Very nice. Nicely detailed. MEZCO just does outstanding work. Okay, now we're on to the main tray. And let's look at the accessories here first. Of course, we have his famous machete. Oop. Again, an awesome amount of weathering and blood details on this. Just crazy amount of detail. I like the fact that the silver is not just a plain flat like metallic silver. They kind of did a wash over it before they did the blood work. That gives it that kind of a patina, like it's used old metal. The pitchfork. Again, like I was saying, that metal has that kind of patina to it where it's been weathered. And then the wooden handle. And the wooden handle looks like they went over it with like a black dry rub over it, where they dry brushed it, where the black would come into the grain of the mold, so it does really make it look like it's wood. Excellent. Okay, we have our axe. Again, really nice detail on the metal part of it, where it does make it look like it's metal. And then, of course, the wood has that nice sculpted grain in there, and then with the paint effects, it does give off the illusion of being wood. Very nice. Hands. We have two that are on the figure itself, which look to be like gripping. And then we have some outstretched, like grabbing hands. Those are nice. Even have more of a grabbing hand. That's really like a really dynamic, like reaching out to snatch somebody. Let's see. We have a trigger hand for the spear gun. Okay. We have the mask with the split in it, where Jason takes some head damage. And that's what the other sculpt will be too. It will reflect that gash in the head. That looks really, really good. Let's see if we can focus even more. There we go. It's got some really nice weathering on the hockey mask, the straps. You have the little silver rivets. You even have the down below parts where you would have the little snaps. Like right here. They're so minuscule, but the apps are even painted on that. Just awesome. Awesome done. Alright, let's take a look at the alternate head, which is the damaged Jason head. Oh, wow. Amazing detail. Nice pinks. Really got his eyes well done. You got the teeth that are all screwed up. And even though I'm shooting this in 4K and we're getting some really good detail here, at the very end of this review, as always, I'll have those HD photos where you can see even more. Wow. God, that is too cool. They did an awesome job. Awesome. All right, let's get to the figure himself. And here is Jason. Now, this body is definitely a lot thicker than our other ones that we've had before. He's got a little white wife beater t-shirt up underneath. Wow, look at that sculpt on that one. The undamaged head. That is just phenomenal. Got a little loose thread. I'll get that in a minute. Wow, he is stellar. He's got gripping hands, his khaki pants. He does have boots. They do pivot. Go about that high. It's got really nice tight joints. And of course, this has to be a special sculpt just for him because he does have the hunchback. Oh yeah, like you can look. This whole torso is specifically designed for a Jason figure, which makes me hope if they went through all this trouble to tool a torso for him, maybe we can get some other Jasons. That would be cool. I would love a sackhead Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2. Let's look at the clean mask, the undamaged one. And this is done in like a rubbery kind of material, so you won't have to worry about scraping the sculpt. Again, beautiful detail. Fits perfectly. Just a stellar Friday the 13th Jason figure. I love the stuff NECA does, but it's just like no comparison. He is awesome. Beautiful, beautiful figure. The last thing that we have is the stand, which is going to be the Friday the 13th stand. And that's it right there. And that's how I'm going to leave it. I'm just going to use that peg. In fact, I'm probably not even going to use the stand. I've got some NECA Camp Crystal Lake accessories that, in fact, when we do the HD photos, I'll have them with, and I'll probably end up using those with him. Very, very cool stand, though. Love the graphic. It is not as shiny as the other ones that we've seen, which is a plus, because the other ones are a fingerprint and dust magnet. This almost has like a rougher texture to it, which I think will be easier to clean. It's almost like a matte finish. I like that a lot better. And that's it for the tray. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get rid of that little loose thread that we have on my Jason here. And then I'm going to take some pictures and let me go ahead and get him posed up real quick, and I'll be right back before we do the HD photos at the end. Anyway, I gotta say, this figure is just stellar. I've got Jason here posed with everything he comes with, minus the little baggie and the clear arm. And he is beautiful. I know I've said that before on horror figures, and I always get cracked on, like, how can you say something as gruesome as this is beautiful? It's just beautifully done, from the sculpt to the tailoring. The little minutia type little details that you see on this thing is just crazy. Now, I've got this 1/6 scale sideshow figure, and I love it to death. And I just never thought there would be something like on par with how that one turned out, and this one just does. I mean, from the removable mask and everything like that to the extra head, I think MEZCO just knocked it out of the park. Not knocking the NECA figures, I love those too, but you're talking about a figure that has molded clothing that sells for like 25 to 30 bucks to something like this, which is in your $60 to $70 range. But it really is a 1/12 Hot Toys type figure, and MEZCO pulled out all the stops. Love all the little extra weapons and gear you get with him, and he is just he's gorgeous. If you're a horror figure collector, or you're a Jason fan, or a Friday the 13th fan, this would have to be on my must get. I would actually probably say this is more of a must get than the 1/6 scale figure, simply because this is a smaller size, doesn't take up as much collectible real estate, and you could pretty much have it anywhere. I mean, I could see somebody having this in their office. Absolutely love the piece, and I would definitely seek it out before it goes to like the secondary markets and people start asking an arm and a leg for it. If you don't believe me, I said the same thing about the Halloween figure, and those are now selling for anywhere from 120 to 130 on the secondary market. When they came out, they were like about 65, 70 bucks. And I said those would go too. I think all of these horror figures will do that. The only one I can't see probably like just jumping in price crazy will be the Ash Evil Dead figure. And that's just because he's not as well known as like the Freddys or the Michael Myers or the Jasons. Anyway, I want to thank any of our new subscribers. If you haven't subscribed to us, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. Your viewership means the world to us, and it also helps make it possible that we can try to bring out new content every week for our subscribers. So go ahead and hit that like and subscribe and that little bell icon, and then every time I post something new, you will be the first to know. Really appreciate you being here, and I thank you for watching. This is Jase for Marshall Made Collectibles. Take care.